Hey guys, welcome back to the Prosta English podcast. My name is Nika and I'm the host of this project. If you are new here, I'd like to say hi and let you know I'm glad that you've joined us today. This podcast is created for language learners. Using simple words and easy vocabulary, we discuss different life related topics. We talk about health, travel, hobbies, different seasons, holidays, and many, many other things. And I'm sure that this podcast will help you not only improve your listening skills and learn many new words, but it will also boost your mood and brighten your day. So please don't forget to follow Prosta English to stay updated on future episodes. And let's get started. Based on the title of this episode, you already know that today we will be talking about relationships. I think it's a very broad topic. That's why I've decided to divide it into two episodes. In today's episode, we will focus on the signs of a healthy, safe, and positive relationship. But in the next episode, we will discuss red flags and unhealthy relationships. But how do we know if a relationship is healthy or unhealthy? Yep, I would say that it's the most difficult question. I'm not a psychologist, but I believe that all couples might have completely different norms. Something that works well and is acceptable for one couple might be terrible and completely unacceptable for another. And that's totally fine. We are all different with unique preferences. What's important to remember is that you need to know what's okay for you personally. Because sometimes I see people in relationships start thinking the way their partners think. And even though they might say that those are their own thoughts, it's often clear that those ideas were formed in their minds by their partners, whether consciously or unconsciously. Sometimes, when we've been in a relationship for a long time, it becomes hard to identify which thoughts and beliefs are truly ours and which have been imposed on us by the person we are with. And that's why I believe it's important to listen to yourself, to spend time alone at least once in a while. If needed, maybe go to a psychologist. Also, write down your feelings on a piece of paper and then burn or throw it away if you are afraid that someone might see it. When I was preparing for this episode, I decided to search for some articles on the topic of healthy relationships. Most of them listed more than 10 or even up to 18 points. I've written down the ones that I personally agree with, and today I'll focus on those. The first point is the following: you communicate well and honestly with each other. But what does it really mean? Let me provide some examples. For those of you who don't know, I'm married and my husband's name is Paul. We've been together for 7.5 years and we got married in 2020. But to be honest, our relationship wasn't the easiest at the beginning. Just imagine we met each other, we fell in love, and after 3 months, Paul went to work in the USA for the next 9 months. And at the same time, I was studying in Denmark. And during those 9 months, when he was in the USA and I was in Denmark, we didn't see each other. We only communicated through video calls, phone calls, and text messages. Looking back, I still don't know how we made it. It was really tough because when people start dating, they usually spend a lot of time together. They go to the cinema, cafes, and restaurants. They basically get to know each other by looking into each other's eyes, holding hands, kissing, hugging, and so on. But in our case, we were getting to know each other from a distance, and the only thing we had was communication. We could spend hours on the phone discussing life, hobbies, movies, our attitudes toward things, our families, fears, and etc. I told him about my studies, and he showed me different cities he visited through video calls. And at that time, we got used to discussing everything openly because there was no other option. Our entire relationship was built on communication. And now it's exactly the same. We discuss literally everything. We share our successes and failures, our dreams and fears, moments of happiness and problems. It's funny, but I've noticed that before I met Paul, I used to discuss all my problems and the drama in my life with my friends. But now I don't need to burden my friends with my problems because I have Paul. And when I meet with my friends now, I prefer to talk about girly stuff, something inspiring or more pleasant, just because the problems I faced days or weeks ago usually aren't relevant anymore and they don't worry me as much as they used to. Okay, so the first thing we discussed was good and honest communication. Now let's move on to the second point on my list of healthy relationships, which is support. In my opinion, support can be both emotional and physical. One example of emotional support is when one partner feels upset or stressed, and the other takes time to listen carefully and then offer encouragement with positive and kind words, such as, I believe in you, or it's okay, we will get through this together, or I'm here for you. And sometimes there are moments when we don't need solutions. We just need to be hugged and listened to and reminded that we are doing great and that everything will be okay. And the rest we can handle ourselves. Another example of emotional support is when your partner celebrates your achievements with you. Unfortunately, there aren't many people in the world today who can truly feel happy for us when we accomplish our big goals and achieve great results. So, when your partner sincerely praises your success and celebrates it with you, I think it's priceless. Talking about physical or practical support, I've also got some examples for you. One of my acquaintances recently gave birth to a baby, and it's obvious that now she doesn't have much free time to take care of the house. And her husband has stepped in and taken on most of the household chores. Now he vacuums and mops the floor, he does the furniture, and he loads the dishwasher. And I think it's really thoughtful of him, and it's definitely a sign of a healthy and mature relationship. Another acquaintance of mine is currently experiencing depression. It's not just about listening to sad music or crying by the windowsill. No, it's a very serious mental health issue caused by the war, immigration, and the overall situation in the world. But luckily, her husband has a good salary, and he told her that she could take her time, just like relax, focus on her hobbies, and take a break from work. And he's supporting now their family financially so she doesn't have to worry about money. And I can't imagine how much that helps her. Let me now share a personal example of when Paul provided both emotional and practical help for me. And I would say it's a pretty unusual one. In 2020, when COVID started and we were all stuck at home, I decided to create my first English course for beginners. At that time, I had been teaching English for 2 years, working for a big language school. But I had always dreamed of creating my own courses and building my own business. And during that period, I finally decided to give it a try. But at that time, I knew literally nothing about blogging. I rarely took photos and I had no idea how to record videos. But these skills were essential if I wanted to create my product. And Paul stepped in and he helped me with everything. He helped me take pictures for my Instagram account where I had only 300 followers at the time. He also helped me record videos for my first course and create beautiful PDF files with rules and exercises for my students. And on top of that, he was always there for me emotionally because to start something from scratch is really difficult. But he believed in me. He constantly reminded me that I could do it, and he encouraged me not to give up when I wasn't satisfied with the results or when something didn't go as planned. So I can honestly say that thanks to Paul, you are now listening to this podcast. And I have so many wonderful students and a thriving school because without him, I would probably have given up years ago. It's interesting, right? Because people often say behind every successful man is a strong woman. But in my case, behind me all this time has been a creative, passionate, and supportive man. And I truly believe that in a healthy relationship, both partners stand behind each other's backs when needed. Life can be unpredictable. Today, you might need support. Tomorrow, it might be your partner. But if you are a strong team, you can get through any challenges life throws at you. Okay, let's recap one more time. The first point on my list of healthy relationships was open and honest communication. The second was support. And the final point for today is shared vision and common goals. This point actually came to my mind thanks to one of my friends. She recently broke up with her boyfriend, whom she had been dating for 9 years. And even though I really love both of them because they are really great people, I knew, unfortunately, that they would eventually break up. And it was obvious because they were both heading in different directions. The guy wants to have a proper family, he wants to build a house in a cozy neighborhood, preferably close to the forest or a river. And he also wants to have kids and a dog. He values stability and he wants to spend as much quality time together as possible. I would say he dreams of calm life and cozy happiness. Meanwhile, my friend has completely different dreams. She wants to become a famous singer, perform concerts all over the world, and have millions of fans. Yeah, she also wants a family, but it's far from her top priorities. Number one priority is her career and achieving fame. And based on this example, I believe that if you want to have a long lasting relationship and if you want to stay true to yourself and your desires, you must share the same vision and goals with your partner. You need to look in the same direction for the future. And this way, no one will feel unfulfilled and no one will have to betray their own dreams or identity. That's it for today, guys. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, there are, of course, many signs of a healthy relationship. According to various articles on Google, these signs include the following: partners make decisions together and support each other's goals. They enjoy each other's company. They are both committed to the relationship. They trust one another and they have physical intimacy. I just hope that all of you who are listening to this podcast find amazing partners who make you smile and feel happy every single day. Thank you so much, guys, for staying with me today. Just in case, if you would like to get the texts of the podcast, follow the link in the description of this episode and join the Prosta English Club. I also invite you to follow me on Telegram and on Instagram so we can stay in touch more often. There, I share more about my life and also some useful tips for learning English. See you there. I'll talk to you soon and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.